Hello everyone, how's everyone day? I'm Mika Kita, the host of Ame Random Talk for today. In case anyone are wondering, today I'm having someone new. Unlike I know normally I'll ask Richie-san, but for today recording of this recording, Richie-san is not feeling well, so I will not be asking her to do a podcast. I need her to rest up properly before we can do a longer podcast. But today we are having someone that is who know me and always love to call me Ame Papa, and here she is. How about you do a self introduction yourself?
Hi. Oh my gosh. Hi, my name is Neiji. Nice to meet you. Yay.
That was fast.
Yeah.
In case anyone need to know, Najisan is one of my people who follow me on Rarity before she start talking to before always coming to my podcast just to talk about mostly about Genshin. So normally I will be talking about random topic, but today we are just going to talk about something that we always talk about between the both of us. We are going to talk about Genshin. I mean,
That's it.
normally I was gonna do like a Genshin Theory, but it's so hard to do a Genshin Theory video though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, like,
Yes.
there are so many evidence keep on changing here, there, everywhere. Like, they freaking pull a fast one on me. Like, because the last time, in case anyone need to know, I remember sawing, like, they are going to release 2 new characters on 3.5, even though we are only just started out like 3.4. In 3.5, there's already like people leaking, like, what's the, like, Mika, a character in montage, a little boy in montage, and then hell, and the finally the final part of the team for Sumaru. There's still many other characters getting released, don't get me wrong. But Delha is part of the original team that have been like teased since 3.0, and finally she is getting released in 3.5. Which
Yay.
I kind let's just say that she initially I want to call her based on her skill set. I really seen like people is like like people releasing like video leak of how their her skill is, how she's gonna look like, how and how Mika is gonna look like. I will address Mika later. Delha, I want to get her for one reason is because if I say that she is gonna be like a 5-star deluxe, I mean deluxe is 5-star already. If I'm gonna say if she I'm gonna call her a female counterpart of deluxe
Mm.
based on her birth, I would say it's not wrong. But her I don't know. I mean, like when I saw her burst based on the video leak. Do you remember when I say that when Hyzone got released, when they released a mini character, a catalyst, but it's still a mini. Do you remember I said that MiHoYo is testing something out?
Yeah, no.
Okay, basically, when Delha, a great sword user or a claymore user, whichever you guys call it, imagine when she used her burst, she became a mini fighter.
Yeah.
So isn't that like basically? I mean, like when you're using a great sword to or a claymore to attack people, and then you change to melee form. Basically, the change form is like how Chao is. Or but in Raigan Shogun, it's like using only during the burst period, which is like Raigan Shogun. So we call her the the fire counterpart of the pyro counterpart of Raigan Shogun, where her skill set became a whole new different set. But based on what her E ability is, like she is like a Chongyu, like Chongyu E ability is basically to plant something a fire on the field. Her ability seems to have the same ability, the effect of Chongyu. It seems to show that right now we do not know what's happening, so I cannot say anything. I only say that it's something like Chongyu. It's like combining Raigan Shogun, Dilu, Chongyu, and Hanzo into this. So basically, when Delha using her burst, apparently based on the leg, I had no idea how far it looked like or how long it will last, but it seems like she became a fighter. She just throw away her sword and just became like, come on, let's bring it on. And to be honest, when I see that, I was like, I need her.
She's so hot though, like really hot. I don't know why, but she's. I want her. I want her.
Isn't it good that you didn't get Haizam instead? I mean, okay. Don't get me wrong. We still got the 10 pool that is given by the Chinese New Year by MiHoYo, because MiHoYo is created. It's a Chinese company, so there's still the 10 more pool. You still got chance to get El Haidam, but if you fail to get him, I was like, Delha is gonna be a good for your team.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's like, Mama, come home. Imagine if you pair her with Beto.
Oh, mamas.
I know Overload is. I know it's like going to talk about Genshin technical term, but Overload, which is basically Pyro and Electro, is not a popular choice. But it's really like right now it's very hard to determine which one is good, which one is bad. But so far it seems to be working like interestingly. Like imagine if you add Dendroid to the team, like maybe Tinali or the Traveler. So it's like Beto, Delha, Traveler, and if you got Nahida better, but I would say Traveler for now. And maybe one Benny Boy.
Benny Boy. Mm-hmm.
Benny Boy. Beto, probably I would say instead of building her attack, I will go for energy recharge build. So that she can at least she can use her burst as soon as possible, because her recharge is really bad. But you need to give her energy recharge, and probably Benny Boy and the Traveler have to give the Fovenia sword, both of them Fovenia sword, so that they can recharge the energy for Beto and Delha. But imagine like Beto burst and then Delha burst. It's gonna be so sweet.
Yep.
It's just gonna look so sweet, so nice. I really want to see how I can't wait for 3.5. Like I predicted like 3.5 or 3. It's like initially I say like 3.5 is very likely we'll see Del or Dan or whatever you guys call him.
My husband.
Your husband, God. What happened to Zhongli? Zhongli is gonna cry though.
My other husband.
No, not your other husband, God.
Yes.
Anyway,
I mean,
mm-hmm.
the enslaved voice actor. I always loved him so much.
Hey, but didn't like MiHoYo start out the whole of the New Year event of this recording? Like didn't they start out the whole event like we meet Zhongli first?
Yeah.
Like last year, I remember we don't meet him. We meet him last, right? The last year.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we meet it was Gomba's story. I remember it was Gomba's story.
Yes. Like I was like, oh, so this event not gonna have Zhongli, right? But then Zhongli appeared at the end, and I'm like, huh?
Like Zhongli made an appearance at the start though.
Like a little bit.
And then he sent us to go and collect some bamboo, and we go and collect bamboo with me, Yao Yao. And when I hear Yao Yao, I was like, oh my god, her voice is so healable.
Her voice is so cute, but she's not coming home yet.
Hey, but she is very strong though. So far, I've seen a lot of review of this recording, like a lot of review that is saying that she is really good as a healer. Not just that, it's said that for Spear there is no sacrificial pole arm, which is kind of sad. Imagine if you got sacrificial pole arm, it will be like Toma and like a lot of character will be so happy about able to use their skill, like because a lot of character like pole arm character E ability have a pretty long cooldown.
Yes.
Had a pretty long cooldown. Raigen, Shogun, and Zhongli is still alright because in a sense that their cooldown is actually faster than the duration of their skill. So for example, but most character like Toma, I can't think of who. Suddenly I want to think of characters I can't think of. Yao Yao, yeah, definitely think Yao Yao is also part of the group. Is that their ability to use their skill is got a longer a skill cooldown, like it's pretty long, and in Genshin Impact, it's all about using the elemental damage. Which basically you need the skill to do more damage, and the cooldown is pretty long. But to be honest, I kind of really want to see I was not expecting Yaya to make an appearance so fast though. But she's so cute and so caring.
Yes.
Even when she meet Ganyu, I was like, is Ganyu the elder sister or Yaya the elder sister?
Yeah, I know.
It's like when Paimon say like a well-mannered younger sister taking care after a disorganized elder sister, and I was like, yup.
Yup.
But at the same time,
yeah.
I mean, like, she also know how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
Which
she's good at everything.
Yeah, she's good at everything. Like, and yet she is so cute, like a chibi. It doesn't even seem like a chibi to me. They should actually create her as a maybe like Kaching size, and like not a kid, but at least not an adult yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But imagine if like she like so far we already see a lot of story where the male traveler going after all the female. So far, a lot of the adult female and around the same size as a traveler, like he like the male traveler so far based on how the story seems to go. Just imagine like Klee is having like thinking of the traveler as the elder brother. Diona is like acting like Chintele around the traveler. Nahida, just like how to say, care about the traveler, even though she is like she's already like 500 years old already.
Nahida is just so sweet.
Yeah, she is too sweet already. Like the only Archon that decided to help the traveler.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you why she can help though. I got a reason. I got a theory. I got a reason why I say that. Why Nahida is able to help, but the previous 3 Archon, Zhongli, and Wendy couldn't help. It's because, do you remember when Zhongli said that there was a contract that he couldn't say why?
Yeah.
I believe that the contract was with the previous Dendro Archon, not the current Dendro Archon, Nahida.
Yeah, I also thought of that too.
I believe it's not with the lesser lot, but was with the greater lot. So in a sense that Nahida is not bound by the contract, so she was able to use her power and all the way into the archive itself to check what is happening to the male traveler and what is happening to the female twins, or if you're using the female counterpart, then vice versa. I come up with a theory that I believe in the sense is that it is very, very likely that Nahida is not bound by the contract, so she was able to help. But it's kind of funny that because the male traveler became older and wiser when the male traveler meets Zhongli again. If you notice at the start, it's like Zhongli actually said, "Oh, you look wiser and older." Oh god, it's already been 3 years already. But the thing is, right, what I believe is that the traveler might gone. It's like you have to understand the traveler based on the Genshin story. Is that he been through a lot especially after Inazuma.
Yes.
Especially Inazuma was the one that caused him to change in some way. And then Sumeru, where he meet Totore. And I've been talking like Totore is Otto from Honkai Impact.
Mm.
Because like if Witty-san didn't tell me that Totore Otto sent Krun to different timeline or different world or different whatsoever, I would have kind of wonder how is Dr. Red play a part. It's like how is a researcher stay so long, and then now they are like playing like trick that all the Fatui people are actually all the Fatui Harbinger is other than Chal. We got Scenario with like from Montage, or also known as the Crimson Witch. The Crimson Witch. Then we got now like Skamaru, who is from Inazuma. And based on the story, we know that he was abandoned by Reigen Shogun, and in the story, we know about him a lot more.
Yes.
And now there is link that we might know about the captain. Or the captain, or so-called the merchant of the Fatuis. Or was it the captain or another? I mean, wait. Wait. The captain, because the captain is not the, I know the guy, the righteous captain or whatever the captain is like the one who wear the mask. I say that he is very likely he's the Bloodstained Knight, and the Bloodstained Knight was previously known as the White Knight. Because basically why he became black is or Bloodstained Knight is because is that he became so hideous that he have to wear a mask. After being like killing monster, and he looked so hideous, and his sword became so black, it became known as the Black Sword. His armor all became black, because he was dyed in red and dried out and became black. And he became like basically he known as the Bloodstained Knight, and he was previously known as the White Knight, and now he's known as the captain, which I believe is very, very likely that we will be meeting him a second time. Because the one thing is that a lot of people tend to forget one, like Mihoyo love to throw a lot of teaser story. And people forget about all those teaser story because they say, oh, it's under the event, there's no way we'll know. Where we'll come apart, where earlier I was going to say, we are going to talk about Mika now. Mika made an appearance where he talked about them meeting a Fatuis, the captain, who helped them. A Fatuis helping them.
Yeah.
We know that the Fatuis technically are getting out of Montage now because they already got what they want. They do not need to stay in that area. Like, so far, we know that we still see Fatuis in like Montes, Liyue. Those are basically one thing. But the thing is that based on story lore, we already know that the Fatuis are getting out already. It's like when the bad guy got what they want, they just okay, let's get out. We got what we want. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And now the captain is helping them, which I believe is that he's just helping his fellow countrymen. It's what I think. But I might be pushing it. There's so many. It's like I already say the Bloodstained Knight is like so. It's like if he's still alive and known as the captain, I'll be like, what the heck? That story like happened 500 years ago. How can a man live so long?
Yeah.
It will definitely contradict a lot of my theory, like including Otto being Totoro being Otto though.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it would definitely contradict. That's why I kind of like wonder, is it not? Because I say that Otto, because the one thing is a lot of people need to understand is that the reason why I say Totoro it might be Otto is that he's the only one that say that is the descender. Yeah, indicate that the Fatui is aware of the descender, with the heavenly principle being the first one, and they are aware the traveler is the fourth one. Now here's the question: who is number 2? Who is number 3?
Yeah.
I read a lot and check a lot of people theorizing that the twin might be, but the thing is that based on the story, it's not already. So number 2 and number 3 might be someone else. And I theorized that the Dr. Red might be one of them. Reason because first thing first, he is similar to Otto from Hokkai Impact, like in so many ways. And
Yes.
and now imagine that what I believe is if Heavenly Principle and the Unknown God is the one and the same, and it and I now we need to, and the question would be, question is like the last story in Sumeru, not the world quest but the outcome quest. In case anyone need to know, the current 3.4 is not outcome quest. It was a world quest, right?
Yeah.
World quest and outcome quest is two different story. Basically, world quest is a story that can affect the impact in the whole of Genshin. Outcome quest is based on what is the main story is going about. So my theory was it is very likely that until I see 4.0, which is likely to be Fontaine, when we meet the Hydro Archon, if she remember everything, if the Hydro Archon remember everything, including Nahida and the Greater Lord, and I remember you told me that she is a previous Archon, so there is a current Hydro Archon now.
Yep.
If that's the case, then that, because right now I'm actually very unlike. It's like I said, it was like very unlikely. It's like the previous Hydro Archon is very likely to be a descender, and the third descender, with second being Dr. Red.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is why I know a lot of people actually say that Dan is actually the descender. I saw that and I just counter argue that it can't be done. It can't be done.
Right? It cannot be Dane. Like, why? No, not him.
Because I know a lot of people saying like why it cannot be, like they are using Battle Pass. Like I really realize like Battle Pass, the story in Battle Pass is that where a princess became corrupted and the mule trap and there's a mule prince that is going to help. Battle Pass, you guys have to understand, when Ventis, if you guys notice, the one who said the story of the Battle Pass was not any other person but Venti, a bar. Venti is well known for coming out with a story by saying by not telling the story directly, but telling a story in a fantasy way. A bar is to tell a story of tale, not in a truthful way. Venti is indirectly telling us that it is very likely that the female princess in the Battle Pass is the female twin, and the male is the male traveler. I've been with that theory for so many reasons. For is that when the females touched the Red Pearl and she got corrupted, so far it is very likely that the female twins got corrupted by the abyss, and that she got tied to Tefa, which is the reason why Tefa 3 got her record. Is that the corrupted part tie her down to Tefa when the mule traveler don't remember, so he remembered them as a twin. And now the prince is traveling the world in the Battle Pass. The mule traveler is traveling to save the whole world, the whole of Tefa right now.
Yeah.
which is the reason why I say the pedal pass is not referring to them, which now a lot of people is backtracking. It's like I might be wrong. Like theory is about being right and wrong, but the thing is, right, it's just the then being a descendant doesn't seem correct, because if that is the case, then the jester, the first Fatuist, is also a descendant now.
Yeah.
Because they all they have the same eye.
Yeah. And Kea too.
And Kea too. And then Kea will be a descendant now. This is like getting out of hand already. So some theory, like in Genshin, is like a lot of people say they're just gonna throw everything on the wall and see whichever stick. That's not how to me, like that's not how theory is supposed to be. And when I saw Mika, he was holding a book, so I was like, he's gonna be a catalyst. And then when Neiji told me it's like pole arm, and then when I saw the burst, oh, it's a catalyst. And now they became back to pole arm, and I was like, cryo catalyst, Mihoyo. When catalyst cryo, when?
So I really want a cryo catalyst because I don't want to use Kea to bridge anymore.
Okay. So far, okay. Let's say Dendroid. Let's say Dendroid. Okay, all the others. Cryo is the one that is not yet to have. Pyro had everything already. The 5, in case anyone needs to know, in Genshin there is 5 different weapons. Single hand sword, claymore or two-handed sword, great sword, pole arm, bow, and book, or basically we call catalyst, which is basically a magic user. Pyro got every of them already. Single hand sword, Benny Boy. Great sword, Diluc. Bow, we already got Ember. Ember, the first one. Anyone will know Ember. Pole arm, don't need to think of anyone. We just don't. Toma. Toma or Xiangling. Xiangling also can. We can count with Xiangling. Xiangling or Hu Tao.
Hu Tao. Yeah.
And then catalyst, Yanfei.
Yes. Klee.
Yanfei. So all of them, Pyro got everything. Cryo, for Cryo, if we're gonna say like single hand sword, we got Ayaka. Kea also, like so many already. And then for great sword, Elula, Chongyu Elula. Pole arm, Rosalia.
Mika.
Soon will be Mika. And still have who again? Shenghe.
Yeah, Shenghe.
And then
I almost. She has been gone for so long.
Yeah, Shenghe has been gone for so long though. I think we will be meeting her in the current event because so far they are showing. I got a shock when they show Leilan so fast though.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like Leilan is trying to seduce the traveler. Like suddenly appeared from behind and it's like going to kiss him, and like the traveler was like so shocked.
Yes.
I feel like she's going to. It's like I was like, are you trying to seduce a new traveler? And then there is the bow user, Aloy, Diona, like so many, and then catalyst.
Nah.
None. It could have been Mika.
It could have been, yes.
The reason why, okay, don't get me wrong, when I saw Mika burst, before anything, I only saw I really long before saw his video burst already. And he was holding on to a book. So I was like, oh, he's gonna be a catalyst. They only showed that part. I didn't watch the whole video. They only showed that specific part of him holding a book. So when I was like, oh, he's gonna be a catalyst, he got a freaking book next behind him. And then they show he's holding onto a pole, and I was like, F you.
polearm and crossbow, and I'm like, choose one, Mika, choose one.
Yeah, Mika, go to the boat, don't use the polearm, throw away the polearm, be a cryo user, catalyst, please.
Choose one, please.
But so that's the reason why we are all like waiting for like cryo, because in the game, all people need to understand cryo and pyro is two of the strongest character because of the elemental reaction, with electro not being strong. So like freeze, like that, if you got freeze and like cryo, like water and ice, like cryo is ice, hydro is water, pyro is fire, electro is electricity. So basically like cryo and is one of the strongest in the whole elemental, is because it pairs so well with many character, like any elemental except for Dendro at the moment. A lot of people, yeah, a memo and cryo can cause slowing effect. It's still pretty strong. And the thing is that if you add hydro to the thing or pyro to the thing, it will activate melt or freeze depending on which one you use, and it's freaking strong. Especially freeze team, especially like in freeze team, if you got a hard time fighting some monster that love to move around and fight around, freeze is the way to go. Then there is also melt effect with pyro and ice, which both of them together do quite a lot of damage when paired together. And crystalline is just basically you guys gonna have a
shield.
You're creating shield non-stop, especially if you got Albedo or Ito to the maze. But other than that, they should have the chance of creating Dendro and Cryo though, called Wintering. They should have actually add Cryo. Basically, when Cryo meet Dendroid, it will cause Wintering, like the Pyro when it became Scott. You know what I mean? Like they have a pyro, it will become scorch. Then why not add cryo where plant, because when the plant meet ice, it start to winter because during the cold season.
Yeah.
They should have add that as a. I was like, a missed chance. And then Dendro with Gion will be growing up. Grow. And then Elzaha appeared because Elzaha Gion got a tree on his back though. Like Elzaha is already like a Gion dragon, and he got a freaking tree on him. Why?
And put Dendro on him, and now his tree grows faster, bigger, and do more damage.
I mean, like they should actually said that as a. I mean, MiHoYo got a lot of missed chance though. I don't understand why they don't do that. I mean, like and also a memo with Dendro will be Razor Leaf. Oh god. But anyway, I let's just hope they really think about it. But Electro and Dendroid, I can understand though. I mean, like, in case anyone are not aware, if you got a tree, the reason why like when it's raining, there is like there is a thunderstorm, do not stand under a tree. You guys hear of that? Because when there is a tree and there is thunder, the thunder will strike whichever closer to them first. Between the ground and the tree, the first that is the highest is definitely the tree. So the tree is actually although not a good, like a lot of people say that, oh, it's not conductor of tree. You are not wrong, but the thing is that this is going back to science. Tree is inside of tree that it also contains water. The water is what caused. There is water in the tree. So if you guys notice that in Genshin, that is called Hyper Bloom. Dendroid and Hydro cause bloom. Add Electro to the mix, it called Hyper Bloom, which is basically exploding. When there is a tree that is got struck by a thunder, what happened to the tree? It explodes.
Yes, it explodes. Kaboom.
So in a sense that in Genshin they call it a hyper bloom. It's actually an explosion. So it's not wrong. So Mihoyo is correct on that. So we have to give them that. But the funny thing I find it funny is that Dendroid, and because of Dendroid, Electro, who was once abandoned by everyone, became the best character to play now because of Dendroid.
Yeah.
Like suddenly a lot of people want to against Shogun now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say like then Trigon Shogun doesn't do much damage. Like even when we try to pair out with Fendi, Kazuha to increase the damage, it's still not like in the high end damage. But after Dendroid got released, now everyone is like, oh my holy good mama, the damage is like holy god. It's really an insane high though. It's just that I'm not using 5-star weapons, so I can't do high damage, but 10-20% from 4-star to 5-star to me is not a lot though. But you still haven't killed the abyss, surrender abyss, right?
Yes.
Ganbatte na. Ganbatte. You need
Not gonna do it anymore.
in case you
I
need
know I need to.
I know you need to, but I won't say you need to. More like you need a better support team.
Yes.
You don't have a support for your whole team. You're using one as a DPS, so it's not going to help you in the long run. You need at least Penny Boy
Yeah.
or Xingqiu to the mix, so to like a better support character to help you.
I mean, I build everyone as a DPS. I don't
Yeah,
build anyone.
you don't have, you didn't build like in Genshin. Like I long ago I already talked about you need to build a support, a healer, because some monsters are really irritating, and I got like I hate fighting the wolf a lot. Like seriously.
The Golden Wolf Lord.
And all the wolf of all the corrupted wolf, because
Yeah.
the corrosion stack like fast, and your HP can even zombie can die.
Yes.
So in
I
the
took how many times I don't know from those.
often more than like in the past, because of zombie, everyone is like we don't need healer.
Yeah.
Now because of the wolf, like zombie became the useless character now because of the wolf. So like as long
Yes.
as you are not in Inazuma, you're technically safe.
Yes.
And also one part of montage, because there is wolf on that side, and a part of Sumeru, because there are also the same wolf in Sumeru.
Yeah.
But oh god, I hate those wolves though. The corrosion effect is like, oh my god. They attack from behind you, so when they disappear, you have to like run forward, not backward.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually don't understand is that you have to run forward and not backward, because running backward, the monster is behind you already, you know.
Yes.
If
Definitely.
so, I got a fun like if not run to the side at least, but it's very hard to predict the monster when they appear right behind you. As imagine you're playing on a very old mobile phone, or if you're playing on a
Hmm.
or if you're playing on the what was old PC, which is very laggy, or maybe like PS4, which I changed because I just can't play on PS4 anymore.
Poor Ame Papa.
It's too laggy, for God's sake. Like I want to play on a better PC. If I got gaming PC, I will definitely play on the PC. And you guys will be seeing me clocking every image to the highest setting. And you guys will be looking at me playing, like looking at the scenario, but oh my god, it looks so realistic. That's my dream.
Yeah, also my dream too.
I mean, I remember. I think I only show you on reality once, where we are all looking at someone who overclocked the graphic card to show the image of the Genshin, and it would look so cool though.
I know, right? I've seen like several times, and I'm like, I need the PC, but I ain't have no money.
Hey, I mean, like, if you guys noticed when I was changed to PC version, right? If do you guys notice that the image, the quality, even though when I set at low, it's still way better than the PS4.
Yeah. And you finally got music.
Yeah, basically cut music. It's like sometimes it doesn't load on the first few turn though. uh, what am I going to do with the PS4? I will just say that maybe sell it away or whatsoever. But I still want to complete some of the game. I still got some game in the PS4 that I want to play. So very hard to say at the moment. Very hard to say at the moment. But we shall see. we shall see about that. I mean, I still got Monster Hunter World on the console itself, so it's it's really hard for me to say. As for Genshin, I mean, like, I still got some, like, the crate is so freaking long, and I want to like play Genshin tonight. As of this recording, I want to play Genshin just to do the freaking whole the world quest finish. It's like it's so freaking long, yo.
So where are you now in the quest? Did you finish the first one?
I'm currently inside the pyramid.
Good luck.
No, the pyramid is very long. It's so far. If I have to say, as for of this recording, I was at the part where I entered where we all entered area, and then we all fall asleep, and then right now we are all separate.
I don't remember that because I played the event, not even the world quest, like long before. I don't remember the
Yeah,
story anymore.
that's why I'll be doing that again. But that resurgence is really pissing me off.
Yeah, he's just meh.
Okay. Like so far, right, in Genshin is like so far you love the bad guy but you hate the good guy sometimes. Not all the NPC, all the playable character is one thing. It's like the NPC they say they are good guy, but and not like they are the like irritating though.
Yes.
Like some of the NPC, like, why do you go and do so many stupid things and get us in trouble, and now we have to save their butt, and then after that we'll be like, end up us doing this and that, and just to save their butt and whatsoever, and end up being so irritating though. Like I just don't know.
Yes. Very.
The show,
Mm.
it's just like a pain in the butt to me though. That's all I can say. As for as for other than that, I mean, like in Genshin, like if I mean like traveling around the quest is one thing, I was like exploring the whole thing, and didn't know that the world quest was important until when I did the whole quest. I was like, that explains why I couldn't like enter this part of the map, because I need to do this freaking world quest. And then they unlock even more waypoint, and I was like, huh.
Too bad for you.
Yeah, too bad for me is one thing, because I need to check every single cranny and check every story, and like I know I sometimes skip quite fast, but I actually reading and remember all of the story I read. And sometimes I always go back to watch my video. Like I will try to, instead of like when it came to story, I will try to stream it on YouTube instead of Twitch, because I want to root back into the story itself. Like I might have looked and missed the thing while I was playing on my own. It's like sometimes when you rewatch your past and you understand, oh, I may miss out this, I may miss out that. The reason why I can come up with so many theories and I point out so many small details is because I always do those. I read back, I watch back, and I see what I miss. A lot of people tend to skip through a lot of things and they overlook all the small little detail. For me, I don't. I have to do that so that I can know why I come up with so many theories that is mostly correct. I won't say all of them are correct, but mostly correct. Like I remember saying, like, the traveler, like I say that like I was like, imagine if we, I know some of my theories are wrong. I remember saying like, what if I was like, what if there is a previous archon and a less, they say that there is one greater lord and there's a lesser lord. I say, what if the lesser lord was hiding and is like hiding inside somewhere, like the slime, because like the dangerous slime is just hiding somewhere. Do you remember I said it was hiding somewhere? I was close to the idea where Nahida was hiding inside Sumeru Island city itself. But instead of hiding it, it was more like she was locked in it.
Yes. She was locked in it.
So I was not far from the truth. Is that the reason why the danger is hiding is not because of they are hiding away. It's technically the true danger archon was hiding inside the tree.
Yes.
That is where I was correct. I say the true archon was hiding. Yes, she was hiding inside the archive. So we are all thinking that we are referring to the current danger archon, but in fact, not wrong. She was hiding and she was waiting to be destroyed. So that once she get destroyed, everyone will be safe. But but what you guys need to know, the reason why she want to be destroyed is that she need to be destroyed to elevate her power. She was corrupted already. Based on when we meet her, we know that she was weakened. She was corrupted already, and that she need to be destroyed in order to save everyone. Because in case anyone forget, remember what happened in Zhongli's story. What happened when an archon is destroyed?
Kaboom.
Yes, kaboom.
Yes. The power burst out.
The power burst out. So in a sense, right, the sword goddess died, and because she was killed, the power got released to the surrounding. So if anyone who to do the Zhongli quest, spoiler alert, the sword in the center of everything was the sword goddess herself. So the thing is, right, and then when we see the wolf, like a lot of people, it was him in Borage, the wolf lord in Montage, one of the fourth wind, the wolf himself. He had indirectly foretold that when an archon died, the power got released to the earth. The wolf boss in Montage, or the wolf of the fourth, he was actually, before he became a wolf, he was an archon. He was an archon of Blizzard, and that because of his power, if anyone would check Montage story, Montage was once a Blizzard land. Which, if you need further proof, look at Dragon Spine.
Yeah.
Why they pair Dragon Spine as part of Montage is because Dragon Spine is what happened was how Montage was look like in the past. And the wolf boss have to kill himself, technically sacrifice himself, to release his energy into the earth and change it for the good. If an Archon died and without any mean, then the power will release and destroy the and basically what happened to the sword goddess. But when the power is released in a good way, it became something good to help the earth itself, the Tefa land. So the reason why Montage became a very nice greenery place is not because of Venti. Venti is just part of it. Venti is one of the reasons. But the main reason was actually the wolf boss released his energy into the earth so that once he lose his energy of the blizzard, the land will become back to normal. It will become a normal greenery land because he don't have the massive power of the blizzard to bring forth the blizzard. So that was the first part. And then before Goomba, if anyone would realize, the second Archon to do such a thing was not Gumba. I know basically in timeline it's definitely Gumba, but Makoto or the Raigen Shogun, the original Raigen Shogun, or A elder sister, Makoto, if anyone who do the story will understand that A elder sister Makoto has sacrificed herself to become the seed of the Sakura tree, which helped to protect Inazuma. Neji-san? Your grandpa. Okay, I shall talk a little bit more. So, basically, in case anyone need to understand, is that in montage, what happened was that the wolf boss has sacrificed his power to make the montage better. Makoto, the original Raigen Shogun, has sacrificed her power to make Inazuma a better place. Gomba, basically the original god, one of the original god of Liyue, which now belong to Xiangling, he has sacrificed his power and he was an originally very big god, and then he became so small. It's because he sacrificed his power, and he sacrificed his power and his memory, and so that he can help to protect and stabilize Liyue. So if we were to use the Greater Lord Archon in 3.3, is it 3.3? Oh, no, 3.2. In 3.2, when Nahida finally meet the Greater Lord sacrificed and say that she have to be destroyed. What I believe is that she used her power of after being destroyed to use that power to heal everyone of the disease, which helped to heal out Cole and a lot of others. And in that sense, it kind of like proving that when the Archon die, if they die willingly like by sacrifice, is basically what the is that the power will be used and help the land itself. And it kind of made me wonder why when there was an Archon war. Do you remember that in Genshin, like anyone who play Genshin, they will know one thing is that in Genshin they refer to the Archon War.
Yes.
What I believe was the reason why they started the Archon War, the one who intrigued the Archon War, it is very likely that he or she, or maybe the Heavenly Principal, realized that when an Archon die, the power release can either help to destroy the land or help to restore the land. So what I believe is that the Heavenly Principal started the Archon War was to do such a thing.
Oh.
Was to sacrifice some Archon to restore the land or to destroy it. It's very likely that was the case.
That is possible.
Which I know is a little bit too fast to determine right now. I know everyone who, but this I'm just throwing out there that it's very likely the Archon War was started because we know that in Genshin, the Archon when they die, they can either help to destroy the people of the far or help to restore the land of the far. It's either these two. If so, just refer to Zhongli story, refer to Raigen Shogun story, refer to the Gomba story. It had lead to so many things. Even the wolf boss in Montage is also indirectly telling us what happened. And Nahida's story had proved that when the Greater Lord got destroyed, when she got destroyed, that power, a lot of people said, oh, it's just because like she is destroying the forbidden knowledge. I believe it's not only just destroying the forbidden knowledge, it's also that she is using her power after being destroyed to heal everyone out. Just like how the original Raigen Shogun Makoto, used the same power to create the Sakura tree. That's what I believe. So, if that is the case, I'm really intrigued to know what happened in 4.0. She
Yeah, me
bec-
too.
she is very likely the Hydro Archon will know more, because the first thing first, she is known as the Archon of Justice, and she has to know, and likely that she will be also known as the Archon of Law, because justice the just they call it the Archon of Justice, but in the sense is that I think she is more towards the Archon the Law, just like how Zhongli is known as
Mm-hmm.
the Archon of Contract. So it's very likely that she is the law herself and she know what is the law.
Yeah.
So unless she is a descender, I can't see how is she's aware of what is happening in Sumeru.
Yeah, I know, right? Like what she said is really suspicious.
So the reason why I say that I why I place her why I say it's too fast moving to determine she is a descender, because here's the second theory that I'm going to say about is that she is very likely that she is also the archon of the law, and she know what happening in the law. If anything happened to the far law or the rule of the past or whatsoever, she know about it. So in the sense that what I believe is that she is unaffected by the law because she is the law.
Uh-huh. She is the law, guys.
That's what I think. That is my second theory.
Mm.
Because that's like how Zhongli is being called the archon of contract. When you call him the Archon of Contract, he's also known by many different Archon title, which I believe is the same case for for the Hydro Archon. She is known by many title, and
Mm-hmm.
they call her the Archon of Justice. Is just a ice tip of the iceberg. She is very likely she is also the Archon of the Law, the Archon that that is aware of the law of the far, and I believe that is probably why. But the reason why I can't say that she is a descender, or is she the law is the law of the fall itself. The reason why I can't say that is because right now there is no such evidence to provide my theory, to back up my theory. There is no evidence yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just based on speculation at the moment. So it's very hard for me to determine is it correct or is it wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
But I'm just trying out there. If it became true, I'll be like, yeah, another point for me.
yeah.
I mean, like, isn't it true? I mean, like, if I'm correct, won't it be like telling you guys like, oh, I'm being correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot of part wrong though, like Mika being wrong, or when I predict like Alula having a rerun first was wrong. Like when Mihoyo start a double banner rerun, that was a shocker though.
Yes, indeed.
Because based on like Mihoyo always surprised me with a lot of things. Like every time when I talk about new stuff and it always turn out to be wrong, it's like, what are they trying? It's like I was like, are they watching my video thinking like what kind of theory am I talking about? It's like sometimes we kind of worry about that, you know. It's like I'm afraid of saying a lot of theory. Is that I'm not sure am I correct. It's like sometimes I was like just throw it out there. I will just throw it out there. I wouldn't say it's
Mm-hmm.
true because sometimes it will change, and it's very hard to determine is it correct or is it wrong though, especially when it comes to theory because you need evidence to prove it. And I remember like one of the theory I come out was a little bit way too far fetched at the start at the time was that when I say that imagine like I say that imagine like a lot of people say that Raigen Shogun is bad, Raigen Shogun is bad based on the early Liye story, and I say that, and we said, and I was like, maybe Raigen Shogun is not a bad person, just that we need to make her understand what is happening, and turn out that the story was actually true. And turned out that it was a Fatuist that kind of did everything, and Sumeru also Fatuist, and now Montes and Fontes. Imagine if Fontes is also the Fatuist.
Hmm.
Like in case anyone have forgotten, let me refresh you guys' memory. So far in Montage, there is a few NPC or based on past event, they have indicated that the Fontage people are trying to create some sort of technology. They are scientists. They are all scientists. The thing is, right, they so far have said that there is a lack of energy in Fontage, which is weird.
Yeah.
So what I believe is when Neji-san said that a previous the Hydro Archon, I was like, what if this is just based on what if is just speculation? I might be wrong because if Mihoyo changed the story at the last moment, I'll be totally wrong. So I was like, what if when the Dendro Archon decided to step down as the Dendro Archon, and people think that once she steps down, she's going to lose her power, and then everything will be like, oh, we need to come up with a backup power plan. So imagine if the power that is currently powering up Fontaine is actually the hydro and genosis.
Oh.
We know that the so-called earpiece in Sumeru, it was used and powered up by, you know what, the Dendroid Genesis, and now it was taken, and now everyone can't use the archive anymore. So what I believe is that it is very likely that the Archon either aware that the Fatu is after the Genesis, and that the power that is used to power Fontaine will be shut out. So it's very likely that she give hint or tell people to come out with alternate energy supply so that at least the Fontaine will still run even when the Genesis got taken from her.
Oh.
Because so far, the first three plays, Montes, Rie, and Inazuma, they do not use the Genesis to power up the country or the city or the nation. But the Dendroid was. So imagine if the same situation is happening in Fontaine. The Hydro Genesis is being used to power up the place, and that after taking it away, they are going to have a fall down. Because the Fatui is after the Genesis. That's what I'm thinking right now. So we shall see. We shall see. But
yeah, we shall see.
I'm throwing it up there. I believe that the Fontaine is actually powered up by the hydrogenesis and is going to be taken away soon. And that's the reason why they are coming out with power alternate power. Which is the reason why I always tell people, go and read at past event or small little detail about MBT talking about Fontaine. Sometimes you might come out with, you might, like every single detail, like Mihoyo love to tell all those small little detail by the NPC, and most people will just skip the NPC.
Yeah.
But enough of Genshin Theory. We talked for 1 hour of Genshin Theory, so I don't want to talk about Genshin Theory anymore.
It's already 1 hour? Wow. That was fast.
Right. That's why I say that when I talk, right, I can talk a lot and very long. And you just only saying like, yeah, that's correct whatsoever. It's like this whole podcast is just me talking though. And you're just listening.
Yes. Just you talking, me just agreeing.
Yeah, at least you guys have to understand for whoever watching this podcast, right? You guys have to understand is that at least I got a person who is agreeing because Neji-san here also is, although her team is not strong, but she is also pretty Genshin, right? And she is aware of more of the story. But do you have? I mean, like you don't think I'll tell you yourself, right?
No.
But we shall see. I mean,
because I'm so busy.
But my theory. But so far,
I won't be able to like think of brilliant stuff.
But so
I just found.
But so far, when I come up with a theory, it sounds logical, right?
Yes.
It sounds logical as well as a few evidence to prove it. But I always say, like I always tell you guys that theory is just a theory. It's just a game theory. It's so hard to hard to say that without much like concrete evidence to prove it. It's really hard to say which one is correct, which one is wrong. So often more than not, I would just say like this is my theory. I'll just go and throw it out there. But I can assure you guys that my theory is based on human understanding. Which is the reason why I can understand a person personality often more than not. Like of talking to a person, understand how they act, how they react. Is that I had studied psychological stuff, so I won't talk into too much about all those previous stuff. But it's like I can understand a person somehow, some way, somewhat. And thinking of the Genshin theory is like you have to understand like some stuff have to be logical. They have to happen in a logical way. But at the same time, you have to understand their you can't use the real life common sense, but you have to understand what is the common sense interface in Genshin Impact. You have to understand their logic, their common sense, and then you can come up with a theory. And that's the reason why I can come up with the Genshin theory that sounds so logical and always been proven mostly correct or close to the answer at the very least.
Yeah.
But
it's like really good.
Most of the time, it's always come so near to the theory though. Like when I told you, when I initially told like the Thunderbird.
Yeah, the Thunderbird.
I remember talking about the Thunderbird, and I said it's refer to the first, like refer to the Thunder Fury set. I said refer it to that. The Thunder Fury artifact set was referring to Surumi Island in the first way. I was like, oh my god. And I was like, so far there are so many artifacts that is not yet have a story linked to it yet.
Yeah.
The Thunder Fairy, when Sumeri Island was appeared, and I remember the Thunder Fairy story, I was like, oh my god, the Thunder Fairy that was belonging to Sumeri Island. Like, you guys understand? That was like, the Thunder Fairy set was one of the first artifact set in Genshin. It was one of the first set. And then Inazuma is like 3.0. The artifact set was released in 1.0, 1.1. Imagine like 1.1 to 3.0, that's like 1 year plus of updates, you know. Like 1 year plus of update to understand. I was like, how did MiHoYo come up with the stories for so long? So there's still a few other artifacts that we are still waiting for the story to appear. Yeah. And one of them, so far I'm thinking they are going to talk. It's very, very likely that in Fontaine, unless the MiHoYo decide to pull a fast one, we know that the cat in Sumeru there was 2 Fatuis. 3 Fatuis. One was the Wanderer or Skamaru. One was Dr. Red. There is one more. A lot of people actually overlook.
Oh.
The captain.
The captain?
Or the merchant. I can't remember which. Basically, there was 3 Fatui in Sumeru. Because if you remember, there was one Fatuist that once appeared in Montage, and now he made an appearance in Sumeru. Do you remember?
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay, basically, if anyone need to know, there is actually a Fatuist that is inside the church of the Montage.
Oh, that one guy. What's his name again?
Victor. He, after Sinora died, he was sent to Sumeru.
Oh.
In Sumeru, he had mentioned he was with one of the Harvenger. So in a sense, is that there was 3 Harvenger, including Skamaru, and Totterate in Sumeru. And the question is, where's the last one? He did not make an appearance yet.
Yeah, where is the other one?
But Victor had mentioned that he was there with him. Because he was sent to be under him.
Oh my god.
So this is the reason why I always tell you guys, every small detail counts. Now you understand why I was like, why I say it that way, right?
Yes.
Is that there was not 2 Fatuis in Sumeru, but 3. And it is very likely that the next Harbinger that we'll be having a more in-depth story of, which I believe will be the captain himself. That's what I think. And I believe. Because we already got one artifact set called the Bloodstained Knight and the Black Sword.
Yeah.
In case anyone didn't know, some of the artifacts set, right, some of the character had died. So far, based on the story, had died already.
Yes.
The veteran set is tell of a story of a character that Fenty was one friend with.
The god of time.
Okay, the veteran set, the first Amemo set.
Oh yeah.
It was saying of a huntress. The question was that I was like, are we going to meet the huntress again? Because she's based on the story, she was corrupted, and they indicate that she died. The story indicates she died, and I was like, imagine if the hot white hair girl in the Fatuis was actually the huntress herself.
Oh.
I know I'm trying. I'm trying to a conclusion. I was like, what if this is just a what if situation? Because you guys have to understand, she was referred as the huntress.
Ooh, the hot lady. I just love her so much.
That's why I said, like, MiHoYo come out with all those artifacts with a story. There has to be some meaning to them. They don't just create something out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And all those artifacts, it's like just, it's like I always say about this. Those artifacts are just foreshadowing a story. You know what I mean? Like foreshadowing every single thing. So I believe that the Harbinger have their story already somehow, somewhat been said in the story of the whole of the artifact already. And that their appearance was due to that their story had already appeared in the artifact set. And that not everyone is looking into it. So if anyone who are watching this all the way, and you know someone that is talking about theory and want to ask them to check into the 11 Fatuis or including Skamaru and link at least an artifact to one or two of them. There has to be something linked to it already, including like Pure Frame set actually linking up to 3 Fatuis, you know. The
3?
Pure Frame set, or we call it Elula set. It linked to Sinora, what happened to her, how she met the Totterate, and how at the ending the circuit indicate the jester. and indicating Sinora had joined Fatuis because the jester was part of it. So, in a sense, like the artifact set always had a part of the Fatuis. It's like the artifact is telling us a story of the past. And those story of the past has to be linked to at least someone. It's like we always claim they die because we are using the common sense that a person to after living like for like the story happened like 400, 500, or 1000 years ago. Right now I'm kind of questioning, what if they don't die?
What if they don't die? Yeah.
So in a sense, I know like Chow is, and I know people will be like saying, Chow is young, Chow is one of the latest one, he can't be the fatu, it can't be like there is artifact linked to him. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
But for the other 10, there has to be
Mm-hmm.
a story linked to all of them.
Yes.
Including the Titan right now, I'm actually on the book with that thinking that the Titan was actually the Bloodstained Knight, because the star on his mask, on his current mask, is too similar to Bloodstained artifact set though.
Yes.
It's way too similar. That's why I have to throw, I believe on that. But like I mentioned, there is too many not enough concrete evidence to back it up. Which I believe that it is very likely we'll be meeting him as a boss soon, sooner or
Mm-hmm.
later.
Oh, it's gonna be a really hard boss fight because he was in like top 3, right?
I mean, like, the funny thing is that when we meet Sinora was rank 8. Wait, or was it Skamaru rank 8?
Signora rank 8, Scaramouche rank 6.
Yes, we invite Child 11, then we jump to 8
Mm.
Sinora. So what happened to 9 and
Mhm.
10? We are not gonna fight them probably. So we got
Yeah.
so it's like we jump from 11 in Liyue to Inazuma. Like,
Mm.
it's amazingly that Montez don't have a boss fight. So we'll drop that. So 11 to 8, now to 6. Half of the number already, you know.
Yeah.
And we still got how many nations left? Let's say, for example, the Fatuis that are going to
We
fight at the final one would be the Jester number 1
yellow.
at Cryo Nation. Let's say that he's number 7 on the numbers on that. We still got the Cryo, and we still got on the Cryo Nation. So let's say number 1. We still got 2 more nation, the Justice and the Hydro Nation, Pontash, and the Pyro Nation. I can't remember the name of the Pyro Nation, but
Not
it's
none.
Ananhan. So we got these 2 more. Let's say, for
Mm.
example,
Mm.
that we'll meet all the Fatuis likely in Fontash and Nahan. Now the question will be, we are already at number 6 already. 9, 10, you know what I mean? I believe that it is likely they are increasing the number. So like 6 to 8. It's 6 to like 11. Let's say it's 11, 8, 6, and 4. Rank number 4, number 5 or number 4. And then number 3 or number 2. So it's very likely that it will be fighting either the Totore or the Captain. You know what I mean? Naji-san? Wait, just a matter. Is Naji-san at the moment talking to someone? Uh, Neji-san? Neji-san? Oh, ちょっと待って。Am I the one lagging?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I guess the Discord can't allow us to talk for too long. Okay, finally I can hear. What were you saying earlier?
Oh yeah, about I found a leak, right?
Mm-hmm.
About the ranking of the Fatuis,
Uh-huh.
and they said that Piero, the jester, is not in the ranking. He is the captain who lead the Fatui Harbingers again. So they said that the Capitano, the one with the mask, is the rank 1. Dottore is 2. Colombina is 3. But the other I don't remember.
So, okay.
Child
Okay.
is 10.
So basically, if Jester is like it's just let's say instead of saying he's instead of saying number 1, he's number 0.
Mm-mm.
So like 10, 8, 6. It won't be wrong to say 4 and 2 is the one that we'll be fighting against.
Shit.
And you say Totoro was number 2.
Yes.
I really guess that we have to fight Totoro once already. So I believe that we will be fight if based on the number I'm saying correct, it's like Chao is 10. We initially thought it's 11. So if imagine it's like everyone is 10 already. 10,
Mm-mm.
8, and then we got Skamaru 6. So 6, 4, 2. So I believe it's like 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. So we'll be imagine that we are fighting. So it's very likely we'll be fighting Totoro on the Pyro Nation, Nahan.
Yeah.
Then who is number 4?
Number 4, I don't really know. Maybe it's the what her name is again?
Imagine we're gonna fight the white hair girl.
I think she's lower than
I think
4.
I think she's at either 7 or 5 though.
5 is the rooster, the one who raised child.
Then I think then she is already at 7 already.
Yeah, and the 4 is the one, the girl who looks like Gui Jung.
Look
for
like
some reason.
if we are going to fight her, I think we can. There is a chance of fighting her.
Yes.
Because when we fight her, we won't be fighting her, but likely to be fighting a golem.
Yes.
I think that is possibility. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see. Right now we I'm not quite sure because this is like jumping to conclusion right now, but
Yeah.
we shall see how it goes. Anyway, let's try let's end the theory for now. We not talk about too much theory. We'll talk, and I mean like this is too much of the theory already. I feel like Neji-san is also start to get a headache from learning too much theory from me already today.
Yeah.
But
A little bit.
we in I know let's talk a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in if you are a character in Genshin. For everyone, I'm gonna ask you this question too. Who, if you are finally hearing all the way to this, write in the comment below. If you have the chance to hold a vision, which vision do you want, and what kind of weapon will you use? What about you, Netisan?
I think it's gonna be one hand sword and pyro, maybe.
Pyro. So you'll maybe be a Kree or Yanfei.
Yeah.
But why so? Why pyro catalyst? Oh, I mean,
Not catalyst. I said one hand sword.
One hand sword. So basically, Benny Boy.
Yes, Penny Boy. I'm gonna be the next Penny Boy because I've always like fun to pyro. I don't know why. I just really like pyro.
You just want to see the world burn.
Yeah. I just want to burn a lot of stuff.
Oh.
And the reason why I choose one-hand sword is
Mm-mm-mm.
because I wanna do the trick Keiya did with his sword in his idol animation, the throwing one. I
But
really wanna do that.
but do it in a pyro version, 那个
Yes, yes.
not pyro, don't know. So it's basically like you want to do something similar to KR, even though you are technically like Diluc, but you are a KR style.
Yes.
Naruto na.
So what are you gonna do?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough one though. There is two elemental I want to be.
Wish.
First one is a memo
Mm-hmm.
because based on the memo you can run very fast or you can like kind of like use the wind for your traveling.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone asks
Wow.
me, that as much as I love all the element, like Hydro is also Hydro is my favorite, Pyro also my favorite, Cryo also my favorite. And I talk about this in the past. I love Cryo the Ice a lot because all my favorite characters are over there.
Mm.
But I mean, like I mean, like personally, I do like the Chrono. I actually, if I had to rank right, I will place Chrono second because during the hot weather, you don't need to worry about because you can use your vision to keep yourself cold, and you don't need to be afraid of cold because you are cold.
Yeah, you're cool.
But the reason why I have to say why I have to rank Electro the first
Why?
is that if anyone want to if people want to capture me or want to hit me, I will just shot them.
Naruto.
I can just shot them with Electro, and also
Mm-hmm.
if anything,
Mm-hmm.
if I go to that world somehow, some way, somewhat,
Mm-hmm.
at least I can provide my own charging power. I'm the battery.
You're the battery.
Well, actually, technically, two of my Beto and Raiken Shogun is also part of my favorite, so I have to give Electro the chance. So Electro, I mean, like if I do go into that world, and I bring my phone there, obviously I need an Electro. I can't go and find an Electro user and say be my wife or something, right? Or be my battery. Like
What?
like a free meat, go and find a free meat Electro and say, "Oh, be my wife," and then you just need to touch this charger, and then I'll charge my phone, and they'll be like, and then the question will be like, "How am I going to connect to internet when there is no Wi-Fi there?" So in a sense, I think I would use Electro because basically Electro so far you can at least give a shocking effect to enemy, and you can also help to grow tree somehow.
Yeah. And what about your weapon?
Weapon wise, I know it might sound a bit funny, but I
Mm-hmm.
not although I own a few wooden sword back at my parents' house, but I did not tell this to anyone yet. So you guys if you guys hearing this on the podcast, and don't go tell anyone on my podcast, okay? Or when I'm streaming, okay, Neji-san. This one will be anyone who only
Okay,
watch.
okay.
My favorite weapon, which I always have been since long ago, is always the a long pole weapon.
Oh.
So in this case, I have to give it to the pole arm because it's the only weapon that is the long one.
Ah.
I've been fond of pole arm, not really the casting effect, but actually to use it to whack people.
Ah. To whack people. I see. Whacking people.
But
Now we.
but if I have to have a
Oh.
pole arm,
Mm-hmm.
the next weapon that I would say that if I would definitely say that at least my weapon would have with some sort of like either you know, the green vapor, that kind of weapon, or at least a pole arm, a S of some sort of like a S, you know, a swinging. But the thing is, I prefer to like
Ah,
I prefer to use the pole arm to whack people though.
yeah,
Like,
whacking people.
so it's like fighting the monster, like whacka whacka whacka.
Yeah,
So I will have to say electro and pole arm will be
you're gonna be right in.
yes, I know a lot of people like when Raigan Shogun was released, where she was a pole arm. Initially, I was hoping she was great sword, but one hand sword. But when she was a pole arm is one of my favorite weapon. If
Mm-hmm.
and electro is also, that's the reason why if anyone know me, I've been using Raigan Shogun a lot. It's because she is my favorite elemental with my favorite weapon.
I see.
But she used it to attack. I'm using to whack.
Whacking people. I
And
mean, like,
if I have to say, it would be like if I have to use what is my burst, jump out into the sky. With the reason why I say if possible, I want to be a mammal. It's like I can jump even higher,
mm-hmm.
throw the pole arm into the ground, like to make it into some sort of like a lightning rod,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and release electro from my body into into the rod and hit into the surrounding.
Oh, doing AoE damage.
Yes, doing an AOE damage. If that will be
Mm.
my ideal burst. And as for my elemental like the E ability, right? Like the normal E to recharge battery or whatever. I think I will just charge my weapon with electro and then whack the person or the monster.
Whack the person.
It will be like something like weapon infused,
Uh,
but if I have to say, it will be something similar to Diluc E ability. Infused with the pyro weapon, and then doing 3 attack, you will hit the enemy. So I was hoping like my instead of like great sword, it will be like instead of like doing, it will be like something similar to Diluc. So basically, I have to hit the enemy with electro infused pole arm.
mm-hmm.
So basically, that's my ideal ability. But what about you though?
My ideal ability? I haven't thought of it, but I don't know.
Maybe next time we'll talk about it if we're going to do a next podcast together.
Yeah.
I feel like any
I
podcast
would,
review will be talking about Genshin though.
I would love shield though. Like Toma
Toma.
or Xinyan.
Imagine if, I mean, like, you love to burn thing, but at the same time you want to protect, right?
I wanna protect myself. I don't wanna get hurt.
So imagine
So I
like
wanna
imagine like, let's say for example your E ability is your creating a shield.
mm-mm.
Then what it will be your burst be?
Like bursting damage, AoE damage, but I don't know how. Just bursting damage.
Bursting damage. How about something similar to like, for I wouldn't say like Ayaka, I mean Ayato or Ayaka tile burst, but AoE damage. I would say like probably based on what you love to do, right? You just swing around like Elula. You know how Elula swing around, right? When she uses a burst. Like
mm-hmm.
I would say you'll be swing around in a huge, but you swing around releasing a not like releasing like the loop burst, but
Mm-hmm.
something like using the power infused into your sword and then swing around doing the damage. To your,
Uh,
and the AoE will be the standard AoE. Just like how I just jump into the sky, throw my pole arm down, and then release energy into it.
uh-huh.
You'll be just
I'm kind of like a one hit damage, like kind of like Hoot House first.
yeah. It's something like Hu Tao burst though, but you are like swinging your sword. instead of
Yeah, yeah,
swinging the ghost.
yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, definitely I would say that would be your burst, and but your shield, you'll be creating a shield with your E ability. Okay,
Yeah.
I think this will be more than enough. Really, we talked for 1 hour and 34 minutes. That's longer than I normally. I would record for 1 hour. I think that should be enough, but let's stop it for today. I mean, like, probably next time if you guys see me put in the thumbnail putting Neji-san face, understand it will be just be Genshin talks. Everything will be under random talk. But I will definitely put in the thumbnail saying that talking about Genshin, so don't need to worry, guys. If you guys are not into Genshin, don't worry. I will try to talk technical term, not too much, but more like a story or whatsoever to try to entertain you guys. But we shall see how it goes, though. I seriously have no idea though.
Yeah.
It's just me talking about theory with logical terms. And probably we'll end it with like something like earlier. For Genshin, what kind of vision do we want, or what kind of character we like, or whatsoever. But we shall see how it goes. So with that said, I think we should end the podcast here. And if you're watching this in the morning, have a good day. If you're watching this at night time, have a good night rest. If you do like to talk with me about Genshin, do like and subscribe to me and talk to me when doing my live stream, so that you can talk about more Genshin or whatsoever if I'm playing Genshin. Or you can just write in the comment and tell me which theory you think I might be too wrong or whatsoever, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll try to reply whenever I can. And this is Amika Kita with Neji-san signing off, and hope you guys have a nice day all night. And here is where you say bye, Neji-san.
Bye. Bye bye.